Aja Wilson, a two-time WNBA MVP and one of the league's most renowned players, is at the center of a brewing controversy when Caitlin Clark, a young and dazzling Iowa player, allegedly accepted a record-setting deal in Europe. While Wilson's reputation has been solidified over time, Clark's meteoric ascent to popularity, fueled by game-changing actions on and off the court, is ushering in an unparalleled transformation in women's basketball.
Coming in, I did. I was like, the offseason, it kind of was just like, fourth place, like that kind of sucks. But after a while, once I get back going, it really wasn't any. If I have to prove something in this league, good Lord Jesus, we're in more trouble. I'm in more trouble than I think I am. But I think I'm pretty established in this league, so I'm not really focused on that and like going out. But I do have a chip on my shoulder. I do have a chip on my shoulder because I want to be the best for my team. So that's the point I want to prove, is that I'm the best for my team and for this franchise. Not necessarily anything about outside noise, but in the offseason, it was the fourth vote. It was that really kind of took a toll on me. But now I'm good. I'm in a good space, and I'm going to continue to be able to be me and prep for these moments.
The conflict between these two titans is more than just a personal rivalry. It's a battle of generations, egos, and ambitions for the future of the WNBA. As Caitlin Clark's European contract shatters records, leaving fans and players in amazement, Aja Wilson's frustrations have reached a boil. In this video, we'll go deep into the nuances of this rivalry, including how Clark's new contract might restructure the WNBA and what it means for the league's future. Stay closely because the narrative is about to become heated.
A moment ago, Angel, and a little bit of screening of the zone, but more than anything, when your big girl steps out, you may think slow closeout on Will. Excellent practice yesterday. I thought she was critical in that win over Chicago. Let's see if that momentum carries over tonight.
Once again,
Aja Wilson's journey to prominence in the WNBA has been nothing short of amazing. Wilson, a native of South Carolina, was the first overall choice in the 2018 WNBA draft and made an instant impact. She rapidly became the face of the Las Vegas Aces, guiding them to repeated playoff berths and eventually a WNBA title in 2022.
Olympics are drawing near. How are you feeling heading into that? Is there any concern with balancing that with the regular season?
I really haven't even given it any thought yet. I'll give thought once we kind of get to that point, maybe when we're actually in the All-Star game. It seems like once I put the jersey on, that's when I really start to think about it. But right now, I'm pretty much all aces, all in, dialed in. But I'm super excited to go see the Olympics with my family. They're coming in, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
As a leader on the team, how cool was it to see Chelsea have the game that she had after having, been a while since she got it cooking like that?
I mean, it's her. It was just a matter of time, and she knows that I'm going to be her number one supporter and cheerleader when we're on the court. I want her to take every shot. I want her to also facilitate, but I'm like, focus on you first as well, because when she gets going, we get going. So it was super cool to see her get back into her groove, because I know she's needed that from a confidence standpoint, a mental standpoint, from coming back from injury to have that. So I'm by her every single day. I'm going to keep pushing her to be the best.
She had her swag on too.
Yeah. Of course, always. That's when you know Chelsea's healthy and back.
Really? Appreciate it.
Wilson has several achievements, including 2 WNBA MVP awards, a WNBA championship, and a constant appearance on the league's all-star teams. Her domination on the court, both offensively and defensively, has distinguished her as one of the most talented players in league history.
WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert surprised the winner of the 2020 WNBA MVP with the trophy. She had no idea it was coming. We have exclusive footage right here on The Jump. I'm so thrilled to be able to bring you this. Check it out.
Truly an unprecedented year, competitive play at the highest level. You guys led that. But one player rose above the rest, averaging 20.5 points a game, 8.5 rebounds, led the WNBA in blocks and second in scoring, and helped lead you all to the #1 seed. I am proud to present the 2020 WNBA MVP award to Aja Wilson. Congratulations. Congratulations. Watch out, it's heavy. Congratulations.
Wilson's impact extends beyond the court as well. As a Nike player, she is one of the most marketable in the WNBA, securing significant sponsorship agreements and utilizing her platform to fight for critical issues like mental health and social justice. Wilson's leadership goes beyond basketball, making her more than simply a player. She is also a role model and symbol of the WNBA's evolution over the last decade.
It's playing like she can be MVP once again.
Yeah, I mean, just easily splitting the defense, taking the physical contact impact. Those points were hard to come by.
Yeah, they went on a 14-6 run before those 2 free throws. Top of the key for Asia Wilson, who has been hot cold hot.
Yeah,
Despite her triumphs, Wilson now has a new competition in the shape of Caitlin Clark, a player who has quickly risen to prominence in the basketball world.
You can't tweet anything, but we got MVP.
MVP, let's hear a chant. MVP. MVP. MVP.
And now we welcome in the MVP herself, Miss Asia Wilson of the Las Vegas Aces. Congratulations, not only on this incredible award and moment in your career, but also that was an incredible scene, the surprise with the commissioner. What was that like?
Caitlin Clark's rapid ascent in women's basketball has been nothing short of astonishing. Clark has been a fan favorite during a spectacular college career at Iowa, where she was noted for her exceptional shooting range, court vision, and ability to produce in crucial situations. Her style of play has grabbed fans outside Iowa's fan base, with similarities to NBA players like Stephen Curry and Luka Doncic. She can score long threes and make precise passes with elegance.
Clark has space, she's gonna let it fly, and she's gonna connect! Oh, Caitlin Clark. Step back, get your feet together, rotation. The Caitlin Clark effect.
Clark's WNBA debut was widely anticipated, and she has more than lived up to the expectations. From her debut game, she demonstrated why she is regarded as one of basketball's brightest rising talents. Her effect on the court is apparent, but it is her influence away from the court that is creating headlines. Clark has a robust social media presence, a strong connection with his followers, and has swiftly established himself as a marketable celebrity. She's already garnering hefty endorsement agreements, and her potential as the face of women's basketball is undeniable. Caitlin Clark is set to push her career to new heights after signing a record-breaking deal in Europe. The agreement, which is reputedly the richest ever for a female basketball player playing abroad, represents a significant change in the sports environment. WNBA players have always played overseas during the summer to boost their pay, but Clark's deal sets a new standard. The enormity of this transaction has sent shockwaves across the WNBA, and it's no wonder that Asia Wilson has taken note.
Atlanta opened up red hot. They've been ice cold since that first quarter. Clark way outside. You bet!
Caitlin Clark, this one was just a little bit more in rhythm. It wasn't forced. A really nice find across court from Grace Berger. Caitlin Clark able to perfectly set those feet, and that was...
The rivalry between Asia Wilson and Caitlin Clark stems not just from their on-court competitiveness, but also from bigger trends in the WNBA. Wilson, who has been the league's face for numerous years, suddenly finds herself in a tough situation as Clark's popularity grows. While Wilson has spent years cementing her reputation by earning MVPs, championships, and huge sponsorships, Clark's meteoric ascension threatens to eclipse her achievements. This rivalry isn't just about who is the best player, it's about who will guide the WNBA into the future. Wilson, with her established supremacy and leadership, symbolizes both the league's current and near past. Clark, on the other hand, embodies the future with her youthful energy and evident attractiveness. As Clark's popularity increases, particularly among younger fans, Wilson's status as the WNBA's face is being tested in real time.
Sunday, Monica, it started with an MVP announcement, but we were quickly into the WNBA playoffs, so we start our show right there because Asia Wilson had a long day. It ended with the final game of the night, hosting the Storm in Las Vegas here. Of course, early on though, Asia Wilson celebrating with her teammates as she gets that trophy. She did struggle a little bit out the gate here, Monica, 1 of 8 shooting in the first quarter.
In the first quarter, Malika, the Seattle Storm did a great job of making shots very difficult for her and this Aces squad at large, but when they began to settle down, things changed.
First up here though, go. Jewel Lloyd finds Nneka Ogwumike in the middle for the layup inside. The Storm actually outscored the Aces 18-9 in the first. Vegas only shot.
Off the field, Wilson and Clark's rivalry has only grown. Clark's endorsement agreements are stacking up, and her lobbying for improved WNBA circumstances, including a campaign for chartered flights for players, has boosted her profile. Meanwhile, Wilson, despite her established fame with Nike and other businesses, believes Clark is stealing attention away from her, which causes her irritation. The announcement of Caitlin Clark's European deal is a watershed moment in women's basketball. The terms of the agreement have yet to be published, but sources suggest that it is the biggest ever for a female athlete playing abroad. This deal smashes records not just in terms of pay, but also in what it represents: women's basketball's growing marketability and worldwide popularity.
So I think that's what the message was for us, is like, hey, great, we got the 6th seed. Our goal was to get back to the playoffs, but we probably could have given ourselves a little bit better of a chance to try to get it to a game 3 to give our fans an opportunity to cheer us on here at home, and that's kind of what stunk about it. But you know, next year we're wanting to be a top 4 seed. You know, we believe we can build this place into a championship contender. That's what I believe. That's what I'm going to do everything in my power to help this organization get there. But you got to let it, you know, hurt you a little bit and really drive you throughout the offseason.
For years, WNBA players have supplemented their salary by playing abroad over the winter, with many earning more in Europe, Russia, or China than in the league. Clark's agreement, on the other hand, is a game changer since it establishes a new bar for how much female players may make overseas. It also represents a change in power as Europe continues to pull elite players away from the WNBA, where pay remains relatively low.
As we all know, Caitlin Clark has changed the face of the WNBA, whether it's ticket sales, how to play the game, how to show the boys how it's done. She is changing it all, and now she's got a massive big money deal that we haven't seen since the days of Michael Jordan. All right, so first of all, your thoughts, Steph, on Clark landing this historic endorsement deal with Wilson. I mean, I'm old enough to remember famous women athletes telling me, if we could only get endorsed like the men do.
This deal has caused heated debates inside the WNBA. While some consider it a beneficial development for women's basketball as a whole, others, like A'ja Wilson, regard it as a danger. Wilson's fears are understandable. If Clark continues to increase in popularity, particularly internationally, it may divert even more attention away from the WNBA. The league is already battling with ratings and attendance troubles, and Clark's prospective transfer to Europe might compound the situation.
Clark, there she goes again. Yes!
You have to guard Caitlin Clark even before she crosses half court. What's that, about 26 feet? When she's going to her left and in rhythm, she's going to drain it.
A'ja Wilson has become more frustrated with Caitlin Clark's European contract. Despite her accomplishments and services to the WNBA, Wilson believes she is being eclipsed by Clark, whose quick rise in the league has captivated the public's attention. Wilson's complaints are multifaceted. On one side, she is concerned about her legacy and place in the league. On the other, she is worried about the WNBA's overall future. Wilson is particularly frustrated by endorsements and notoriety. Despite being an MVP and Nike star, Wilson believes Clark's growing sponsorships and influence are diverting attention away from her. Clark's efforts to improve WNBA circumstances, including getting chartered aircraft for players, have elevated her to the league's leadership ranks, exacerbating Wilson's worries.
It's exciting. You know, it's an exciting time. The movement is continuing, and you know, certainly there were comments and challenges regarding the options to go pro or stay in college because of NIL. And I think that Caitlin Clark and the many athletes that are coming into the WNBA are showing that these endorsement deals will follow great players and great ambassadors.
Oh, yeah. Okay, now here's where I want to get inside your head, okay, as a coach. You're going to be playing against her. Your girls are going to play Caitlin Clark in the Fever. So how do you prepare your team, Steph, for just an unprecedented player like Caitlin Clark? I mean, are you running new creative plays? Are you watching more tape? Are you going to be icing the screen, putting 4 defenders on her? I mean, take me inside practice and your mindset as a coach.
Aside from the financial and commercial consequences, Wilson is concerned about a culture change inside the WNBA. For years, she has been seen as the league's face, but with Clark's swift ascension, Wilson is beginning to feel pushed to the background. This sentiment is heightened by the fact that fans are flocking to Clark, whose thrilling style of play and unique story are engaging spectators in the same way that Wilson once did. The rivalry between A'ja Wilson and Caitlin Clark mirrors larger trends in the WNBA. As Clark's power rises, the league is being forced to consider changes in how players are marketed, clubs are formed, and how the league can continue to expand. Clark's probable transfer to Europe is a big source of worry for the WNBA, as she has been a driving factor behind the league's recent spike in popularity and attendance.
A lot of the strategy is just about, first and foremost, sending multiple bodies. It's everybody's bigger, faster, stronger in the W. So there's an adjustment period for every rookie coming into this league. It's going to be playing tendencies, trying to send her into analytically where her weaker areas on the floor are, make things difficult. But look, this is a really good young Indiana Fever team. They've got a lot of strong pieces around her. There is no substitute for experience. So where they're starting the season is going to look much different than where they will be at the end of the season.
If Clark departs the WNBA to play in Europe, the league may face serious consequences. Viewership, which is already inextricably linked to Clark's presence, may fall, leaving the WNBA susceptible to losing its newfound momentum. Furthermore, Clark's departure may indicate to other players that Europe is a more appealing choice, thus reducing the WNBA's quality pool. Wilson's stakes are personal. If Clark continues to gain notoriety, particularly internationally, Wilson risks being overlooked. Her status as the WNBA's face is being challenged, and how she manages her competition with Clark might determine the remainder of her career. Will she embrace the new age that Clark symbolizes, or will she resist the changes that are taking place around her?
Caitlin Clark, remember that girl, that superstar playing for Iowa that ended up going to the Final Four before losing the South Carolina in the national championship game? Remember her? Caitlin Clark continues to set the bar when it comes to her impact on female athletics. She's got one of the hottest selling jerseys in sports, y'all, according to Fanatics, led by the one and only Michael Rubin. Clark's Indiana Fever jersey is apparently sold out in all sizes. It was rumored that she actually outsold Dallas Cowboy jerseys, although that hasn't been entirely confirmed, of course, because that would be a feat. But in addition to the jersey sales, Clark now has an 8-year, $28 million deal with Nike that will include her own signature shoe. The deal is the richest sponsorship contract for a women's basketball player. She deserves it. She deserves it.
The rivalry between A'ja Wilson and Caitlin Clark is more than simply a struggle for dominance on the court. It reflects the larger developments taking place in women's basketball.
Somebody coming along and elevating the sport's shine ultimately benefits you. Go out there, compete with her, try to bust her up if you want to, and all of that stuff. Just don't hate on the acclaim that she's getting. And I know some people out there, particularly folks, you understand, that are looking at us, especially you African American, you're thinking about all the years that you've toiled through the terrain and you've tried to elevate the sport and your own profile and your own cachet. And Madison Avenue and stuff like that, they didn't seem receptive to it. Well, times have changed. And guess what? It's going to change for the better because Caitlin Clark's going to help it change for the better. All of a sudden, we're going to see A'ja Wilson. She may get some more shine because she's that girl. Diana Taurasi going to get more shine because we know what she brings to the table. Ionescu, she's going to get more shine. Others, black, white, everything in between. It's about the ladies now more so than ever before. And if Caitlin Clark helps you appreciate that, it mimic Dawn Staley.
Wilson's position in the league is being called into question as Clark's profile rises in both the WNBA and maybe Europe. This conflict exemplifies the WNBA's growing pains as it strives to balance the elderly guard with the next generation of players. The next years will be critical for Wilson. If she can accept the changes while still asserting her power on the court, she may be able to preserve her place as one of the league's faces. However, if Clark's impact grows, particularly if she transfers to Europe, Wilson may need help to remain relevant in a quickly changing basketball world.
Yes, Gerald.
I mean, she's just so crafty with
this game, the pace of this game. I'm not quite sure who is benefiting. I guess you have to say the Wings right now because they're up.
Clark turned the corner.
But then again, here comes the fever using the same prescription. Caitlin Clark has been able to be ball dominant the last few possessions, and she's gotten to the rim. She's had both looks to score and been able to pass the ball out to open shooters.
As we wait to see what happens next, one thing is certain: the competition between A'ja Wilson and Caitlin Clark is far from over, and the conclusion will likely shape the WNBA's destiny for years to come.
Canny at the three, Boston the rebound, getting her first minutes. Clark the flick ahead, oh what a dime from Clark, and Jones lays it in. A gorgeous pass from Caitlin Clark.
And this is one of the things that makes Caitlin Clark elite at the very top in terms of players.
That's putting up some buckets. It sure was. Top 4 scorers at the college level here in this one.
If you appreciated this deep dive into A'ja Wilson and Caitlin Clark's feud, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And remember to see our last film when we looked at how another WNBA player transformed the league forever. See you next time.